listen, assholes. Minecraft Console Legacy Edition. Source code just leaked. That's pretty fucking cool. Now, listen, here's the deal. Console Legacy rocks. Console Legacy is the best way to play Minecraft by far. If you play Bedrock today, I think you'll definitely agree that Bedrock is a joke. I think if you've watched my content in the past, any of my Minecraft content, you may be aware that I am not the hugest fan of Minecraft Bedrock. I like on the title screen here, by the way, it's the Xbox One edition. They just pushed out the Xbox One and they wrote Windows over it in red text. I like that. Now, if you don't know how this happened, there was a massive data breach, and thankfully, a bunch of people were able to grab much of the source code for, I think it was PS3 edition, 360 edition, Xbox One edition. I don't know what else specifically, but I'm sure this will lead to... we're going to get some cool shit out of this. So thank you, whoever it was who breached data. Anyway, because it was breached and the data was leaked, people were able to port the game natively to PC, which is fucking awesome. I love that. I think it's available on Linux and Windows right now. If you want to play this, it is so easily accessible. It's on GitHub, and you just download the package, extract it, and you just run an executable file in the folder. That's literally it. There's no complicated setup or whatever. It's an executable. It's really fucking cool. 4J Studios did a lovely job over the years with Console Legacy. The only portions of Console Legacy I think were not done well were the Nintendo portions. I think Minecraft Wii U Edition was done poorly, and Minecraft Nintendo Switch Edition was done poorly. And I want to say it's because both of those were rushed. I know Nintendo Switch Edition was rushed. I don't know how rushed Wii U Edition was. I feel like it could not have been that rushed, but it must have been because it was very poorly ported. The thing with Wii U Edition was the game ran in 720p, and it had terrible aliasing. The world sizes were small, but I think the biggest issue with it was, like, visually, that was a big issue. It looked terrible. A lot of people, I've said this before, and I've seen people comment, "What are you talking about? It doesn't look bad at all. It looks fine." Like, I don't know what you're remembering. If you go play Wii U Edition, just play it and look at your TV, and you'll notice the aliasing and the resolution is terrible, okay? Doesn't mean the game runs poorly or whatever. It runs fine, but it looks bad. It could look so much better. It could be 1080p, but it's not because it was very poorly optimized for the Wii U. The next issue with Wii U Edition was that absolutely zero advantage was taken on any of the hardware's unique features. The absolute genius thing to do would have been, of course, that you have this gamepad here in your hand. That is where your inventory is, with inventory management that is suited for a touchscreen, right? That would have been lovely. If you take 360 edition and PS3 edition, and they're just, what's the gimmicks there? There are no gimmicks, right? 360 edition was originally actually supposed to have Kinect support, if you can believe that, but it did not. So it's just a standard game you control with a gamepad. It's, it's what it needs to be. Then you have the Wii U, where you have this gamepad, and just like so much software on the Wii U, it just did not take advantage of it, which is the dumbest thing, because the gimmick the Wii U had was not stupid. It was a good gimmick, in my opinion. It was a really good gimmick, and the fact that no one used it fucking blew, because there's 1,000,000,001 examples I can think of in so many Wii U games that exist, and Wii U games that should have existed, where the gamepad being used would have just been lovely. And Minecraft was a prime example where you don't need to open your inventory or anything like that. All you do is look down, and there's your inventory. That would have been perfect. You look down, and there's a map. You look down, there's any number of things. You could customize it. But of course, if you've played Wii U Edition, you know that the game never renders twice. It's not going to render on the gamepad and on the TV. It's going to render on either the gamepad or the TV. So it's just like fucking, it's so stupid. Especially when it comes to split screen play. You would think it would make sense for one person to be able to play on the gamepad while other people play on the TV. But again, that's just something that they did not take advantage of. While one screen is being used, the other screen has a dirt block on it, and it's just the saddest thing. Did they take advantage of some things? They absolutely did. There were really weird, specific things they took advantage of. They took advantage of the Wii U gamepad having a built-in microphone, but that screwed over the player in a few ways because if you had in-game chat turned on, then the mic would be on by default and you could not turn it off. If you had in-game chat turned off, then the mic would be turned off, but you would not be able to read any signs or anything that other players online put in the game. Then touchscreen, you could tap on certain UI elements, but you could not use the touchscreen to manage inventory or craft or anything like that, which, you know, is like the point of the touch. Like, why, who cares that you can touch, you know, play world on the UI? Like, it's convenient to an extent, but it's just all around a shame, and it's a waste. I guess the only thing they really took proper advantage of when it came to Wii U Edition was the fact that it was a Nintendo console, and because of that, they could use the Mario property. I mean, they can't, you know, they got permission, but and that was pretty cool that we got that out of it. But other than that, the Wii U port was really depressing and sad. It's a great, I mean, it's Minecraft. You're not gonna fucking, it's not bad. I have a million great memories with Wii U Edition. I have like, I think close to 500 hours on Wii U Edition. Like, by no means am I saying it's a shit game. It's fun if you have fun times with it. I had a billion fun times with it too, but it's a lazy port, and it's upsetting that they didn't take more advantage of the so many features the Wii U could have offered that would have made it just such an interesting game to play. A lot would have been required to properly adapt the Wii U edition to the console to fully take advantage of everything, but why would the consumer expect anything less? Why would there be any excuse at all to not take advantage of everything the console has to offer? The excuse of, oh, well, they would have to make a lot of changes to the game's code and all that. Well, like, that's, yes, I would expect that as a consumer. I would expect that changes be made to a game for a console that is extremely different from every other platform the game has been on thus far. As the consumer, I would expect no less than the programmer's programming. Then it came to Switch Edition, which was very clearly rushed. And the reason it was rushed was because Bedrock was coming out, but it could not come to Switch on time. If you haven't seen like any of my Minecraft videos, I think the one I give the most detail on this in is this Minecraft Switch Edition video, which if you want to learn more about Switch Edition and its history, check out that video. But basically, while Microsoft was shitting the bed trying to get a mobile game to run on an Xbox, they said, hey, 4J Studios, listen, we know we're abandoning you, and we know that we're just taking all the hard work you guys have been building on for several years now and throwing it out the window and saying, go fuck yourself. However, we need you to hastily develop another version of Minecraft that will exist for under a year. Can you do that for us? And what you get is the exact same issue you had with Wii U Edition, where all the exact same issues are there. Even the issue of the game running at 720p, which it did for a while until later after launch, an update was released for the game to run at 1080p. But the game was hastily made. It's very clear, and it has the same just general problems that Wii U Edition has. The Nintendo ports of console legacy are poor. They're the poorest and weakest of the console legacy games. Does that mean anything to you, Nintendo fan? No, I'm not saying the Wii U and Switch are shit because these Minecraft ports are bad. They're not bad. They're low effort and they're sad. But I've had so much fun with both of them because they're Minecraft console legacy editions, and I'm sure you have too. I see a lot of morons who watched like the 3DS Minecraft video and were like, how the fuck do you hate this game? Like, what the hell's wrong with you? I played it and I had fun. It's like, what are you fucking talking about, you moron? I had fun. What do you think you just watched me do for an hour and a half? Having fun with something does not mean that it is all valid criticism of it is null and void. Now let's talk about 360 edition and Xbox One edition for a second. 360 edition, like I said, it was the original console legacy game by 4J, and you know what? It was just fantastic. It adapted the controller well. I think the controls were done perfectly. I love it. I love 360 edition so much. I have all my original worlds. I mean, it's great. It was the perfect way Minecraft could have been brought to consoles. At the time, it was a big deal that you could connect to servers and all. It's all, peer-to-peer multiplayer and shit like that. But I think it's a testament to the game itself, to just going to show that really didn't matter, did it? The game was just so solid, and there was so little to complain about, that the lack of any connectivity with like bigger servers or anything that isn't just peer-to-peer, like those complaints kind of just fizzled with time. I think in general, 4J Studios and their work on Minecraft is almost like it echoes a bigger problem with the industry. That problem being that developers don't care anymore. And no matter how much you want to think a game that just came out is fantastic, there are absolutely games that come out today that are full of effort and made with love and are fantastic. But for the most part, especially when it comes to, I don't know, Nintendo, a company I've been talking about very much recently, a lot of what you see is just the bare minimum, because why go the extra mile when people will pay for it anyway? Why have 4J Studios develop uniquely optimized versions of Minecraft for specific platforms when you could have an Android game run on a PlayStation, which will be a lot cheaper and require a lot less timely and costly development? But before I go, I want to explain specifically again why I hate Bedrock. But before I do that, let me just finish talking about the console legacy games. 360 edition, PS3 edition. PS3 edition was 360 edition on a PS3. I mean, there's no issue with it. It was fine. And then Xbox One edition came out, and it was fine. And PS4 edition came out. I think if you want to play console legacy, I think if you just have never played Minecraft and want to get into it, the absolute best version of Minecraft you can get into is Minecraft PS4 edition, because it was the longest running console legacy game. I think it got up to the Village and Pillage update, and it's console legacy, so it just is fantastic and works properly and runs well, unlike Bedrock. So if you want to get into console legacy, if you just want to play console legacy, the best version of console legacy out there is not the one you grew up with, unfortunately. I hate to break it to you, just because you grew up playing Wii U edition or 360 edition, that doesn't mean it's the greatest version. I think just objectively, PS4 edition is the greatest version because it runs very well and has the most features of any of the versions. And I believe it has some unique DLC that's not in any of the other console legacy versions. The DLC is in Bedrock, but not the other console legacy versions. And it's the latest version that also has of Minecraft that has the mini games, the tumble, battle, and glide. For a while, when it came to world transfers, I think. By the way, let me say this actually first about world transfers. When it came to world transfers, moving 360 worlds to Xbox One was pretty seamless. You just need to have both your consoles on, go on your 360, upload the world, go on your Xbox One, download the world. I think it could have been done better, but it worked. It was fine. With PlayStation, it was you had PS3 and PS Vita, and with PS3 you could transfer your PS3 world. I want to say I think actually you could. No, I think you could transfer your PS3 world to PS Vita or PS4, and you could transfer your Vita world to PS3 or PS4 as well. Of course, with both, you could not transfer the world from the newer console to an older console. You couldn't go PS4 to PS3, and same with Xbox. And then with Switch and Wii U, with that you could upload your Wii U worlds to a server and then download them, or not a server, on Wii U and Switch actually it was done locally. So you could transfer your Wii U worlds to your Switch. And then as time went on and Mojang cut the cord on all the console legacy games in very stupid ways, it became an absolute fucking mess. And it became PS3 edition is supported longer than Xbox One edition for some reason. Switch edition is older than Wii U edition. PS Vita edition has a later update than, it was stupid and it didn't make any sense. And because of that, any chance you had to transfer worlds from any version at all just became completely fucked. So you can no longer transfer 360 worlds to Xbox One Edition, if you're on the latest versions, of course, and, vanilla versions, because 360 runs a later version than Xbox One. You can't transfer PS3 and PS Vita worlds to PS4 Edition, even though PS4 Edition runs a later version. They just took that feature out for fuck all reason. Can't transfer Wii U worlds to Switch Edition because Switch Edition runs an older version than Wii U Edition. It was just done so terribly. If Mojang had a brain, then they would have just continued supporting all of them and enabled crossplay. The genius thing to do would have been that, right? But you can't support versions forever. You can't keep updating Minecraft Xbox 360 Edition until 2030, and that's understandable. So maybe you just discontinue the older versions. But I just never saw the reason to discontinue such solid versions of Minecraft when it's so clear that they're all running the same, gears in the background. How much effort would it have been to just enable crossplay on all of them? And if the effort was at all substantial, that's kind of what you pay developers to do, to program and develop. Bugs and glitches existed in the console legacy games, no doubt. There's absolutely that's why updates existed, right? Minecraft's kind of this weird game where it's being updated forever, and there's not many games that are like that. Minecraft is kind of the only game that's being updated forever that I think will kind of last forever too. The thing about that, though, is it's in this weird position where it's kind of buggy, but that's the point. It's buggy not on purpose, but there's a lot about it that's just bizarre and doesn't run perfectly. But that's not an issue. That's kind of what you love about Minecraft. It's weird that certain things happen in the ways they do. But let me just restart for a second here. Let me start fresh with this topic of why this is terrific and why Minecraft Console Legacy is so much better than Bedrock and why Bedrock is complete dog shit. This is something I would love to make a video on, though it's a video that I would put a lot of effort in. It's not something I want to quickly just throw a 15-minute little video together for. It's something I would like to put a lot of effort into writing and just have objectivity featured throughout the entire video. I don't want it to be like, well, the colors are, they're less saturated in Console Legacy, and I like that more. It wouldn't be dumb bullshit like that. I would go into the very specifics of just how the game holds together and how depressing it is to see a very unstable mobile game become the just penultimate version of Minecraft that we all play. So, to start, when Minecraft was going to be brought to the 360, they did not say, well, let's just shove Minecraft onto the console. Let's get what's the latest, version of Java, get that, what's the latest version of Bedrock running, pull that, and just shove it on a 360 disc. It was not like that. It was, we're going to get a company to specially develop a new version of Minecraft specifically for this hardware. It's going to be optimized specifically for this hardware because this hardware is not something that has run Minecraft before. That is why the game was good. That's why so many games used to be better than they are now. Just in a lot of cases. A lot of universal games that get updated a lot. It was optimized specifically for that platform. Same with PS3 Edition. Obviously, the game was built off of 360 Edition, but it's not. They're designed for consoles. The 360 and PS3, which, were not similar hardware, but the way development goes between both consoles, when it comes to console gaming, in between platforms, developers have their methods, and 4J Studios was no stranger to, developing across platforms. So then from there, you have PS4 Edition and 360 Edition, and the same goes where it's just a game that's developed for a home console is being ported to other home consoles. And that's why it continued to work, and it worked well, was because you were using a home console to play a home console game. There's a lot of reasons why I don't know, the industry loves hearing certain things. You remember the Ouya? You remember, like, there was a point in time where the industry thought, like, the next big thing was going to be able to play mobile games on your TV. But in reality, who fucking ever cared about that, right? That still kind of is a thing with like Fire TV. For Apple TV, it was a bigger thing than it used to be, or than it is now. I mean, but it was like, hey, you can play Crossy Road on your Fire TV, and it was like that was a big deal. I remember Mike Matei doing streams playing like fucking like Disney Crossy Road or whatever on his Fire TV or whatever. It's like or on his Ouya. And it's just like, who the fuck cares about these mobile games? I mean, mobile games used to be better, but that whole fad started happening at a time where everyone, all mobile games were slowly turning into dog shit, and they were becoming less good. I mean, mobile games now are just, you know, like Clash of Clans and shit like that. And mobile games used to be Plants vs. Zombies and Angry Birds and stuff like that. Not that there aren't good mobile games today, there certainly are. And I know the two examples I just gave, minus Angry Birds, like Plants vs. Zombies was, of course, a desktop game first that translated very well to mobile. It was ported properly to mobile, though. It was, you know, that's just another point. But my point in mentioning those is that the idea was not to just get Minecraft PE running on a TV. It became that, though, and that's what's sad, because it's super easy to get Android to run on fucking anything, right? Minecraft Pocket Edition was called Minecraft Pocket Edition because it was an edition of Minecraft meant for the thing in your pocket, for your phone, not for your Xbox or PlayStation or your Switch. And it's just sad to see that that's just what Microsoft... I mean, Microsoft, first, if you watch me often, you know how much I fucking despise Microsoft. If I could devote the rest of my life to like killing Microsoft employees, I would do it. Every time I use Windows, which I had to do to record this footage you're watching right now, by the way, I get furious. I get fucking I seethe. I swear to God, if you watched me in my room alone using Windows, you would think I was about to like have a like a schizophrenic heart attack or something. I lose my fucking mind using Microsoft products. I hate it so fucking much. I hate that I have to own a Windows computer because I can't do everything on Mac. I want to die when I use Windows. Mojang, however, is no better. People love to blame Microsoft for all the shittiness and everything, but that is not the case. Microsoft is shit, and so is Mojang. Mojang has become shit. Microsoft has been shit for a very long time. Microsoft has always been shit. The thing now with Microsoft, it's just gone from developers to layoffs, AI. I wish a company like Microsoft or Mojang could just see, they would never listen to the fans. They would never, in a million billion years, see how their data was breached and people are celebrating because a version of Minecraft that they want everyone to forget about and no longer support, everyone's ecstatic about it, and no one gives a fuck about them making Minecraft native to Xbox Series X or PS5. No one fucking gives a flying shit. But Console Legacy gets leaked, and a version of Console Legacy that has some of the fewest features of any other discontinued Console Legacy version, Xbox One Edition, and people are over the moon ecstatic about it. I feel like the industry as a whole is just at a point where everything old is exciting, and it's really just not because we're all, older now and we miss the things from our childhood and shit like that. It just has to do with everything new is just shit. It's because people have low standards. They have standards of a bar that is a fucking less than an inch into the air. You could piss and shit on a plate, and if it says official Nintendo licensed product in the bottom corner, then you can charge $80 for it, and it doesn't matter. If it's the tiniest bit fun, then that's all that's necessary. It doesn't need to be great and filled with love and passion and look great and optimized properly. As long as it's just I'm enjoying this to an extent, that's the bar now. It just needs to be that. And that's why we are where we are now, is because Minecraft is the greatest selling game on the planet. And I think it will be for a very, very, very long time. People are not going to forget about Minecraft. People are going to forget about Fortnite. Give it a little bit longer. people are gonna forget about Fortnite. As timeless as Fortnite may seem, it's gonna go for a while. I think Fortnite's not gonna last forever, and it's not because I don't like Fortnite or something like that. I like Fortnite, but it's not as timeless as Minecraft is going to be. Minecraft like just defined a very specific generation for people, and it was just so good during that time, and it didn't have any bullshit because the way people played it was not bullshit. You bought it on Google Play, you bought it on the App Store for $7, you played it. You bought it on PC, Linux, or Mac for $30 or whatever the fuck weird price it is, $27.98 or some bullshit, and they played it. They said, "Hey, I want a copy for Xbox 360 for Christmas." They got that, and that was it. Maybe they want the plastic or texture pack, and that's it. There was no other bullshit. They weren't loading up Minecraft Bedrock like they are now, and getting the absolute fuck advertised out of them every single time they go on the fucking home screen. They don't see Hello Kitty skin pack pop up. There's not a cancerous community-made store with a bunch of cheap garbage in it. There's not mostly shitty microtransaction-ridden community servers and junk like that. And you don't have to see the Microsoft logo pop up all the time in a resolution that isn't matching any of the other UI. A lot of UI there's text and other UI elements that are just at different resolutions. Some are pixelated for stylistic choices, some aren't. It all looks fucking terrible. Everything in the console legacy games looks like it was you're playing this game. This was all done specifically in an environment with this in mind. It was a bunch of people developing Minecraft Xbox One Edition. It was not a bunch of people from fucking all facets of Microsoft, fucking Billy Windows walking over and saying, use this font here and make sure this warning is there and put this PNG in this copyright file here. Have this show up in the settings there. No, that's kind of what it is now, but it used to just be everything worked in tandem, and it worked well in tandem. Everything worked properly, everything was optimized properly, and people used common sense. People sat down, played the game, and said, this is working, and this is not. And that's why what we received were games that ran well and worked properly for the systems and platforms they were developed for. As we're now, you get versions of Minecraft that run like cock. If you play Minecraft on Switch, I'm sure most Switch players know that the game runs terribly. You get just UI that looks terrible, laggy, jittery UI elements because they have to add all these unnecessary fancy animations, and maybe it's stubborn of me to be against animations. Maybe that's me hating new things and being stubborn. But you would think, if you're going to go so ballsy as to make such a stylistic change to a game that is, frankly, unfitting of it, maybe you would go the extra mile to make sure that on any platform that isn't a computational, fucking powerhouse, supercomputer, that, maybe if you're running the game on a PlayStation 4, maybe those smooth transitions run smoothly. Maybe the fancy UI animations don't run like complete dog shit. Maybe you just put that effort in. And actually, you know what? Maybe if this wasn't even a game being developed for a million different platforms, maybe you just make sure it runs well anyway because that's your job as a developer. So with that being said, I'm fucking happy about this. I'm so happy for a couple of reasons. Of course, just being that console legacy is the way to play Minecraft. If you want to play Minecraft, if you want to sit down right now, you haven't been playing Minecraft for a while, you want to just get into Minecraft, you want to have a little, 2-month-long Minecraft session, go pick up PS4 edition and play that. It's the best version you can play. It's fantastic. It runs great. It looks great. Its console legacy has the latest features up to Village and Pillage, and it has all the bullshit you love. The, reset nether, reset end, reset edges of the world, this, that, the other thing. It's just great. And I love the customization options. It's fantastic. If you want to play Minecraft today, I say go play PS4 edition. It's fantastic. The other reason I love that this happened is because it hurts Mojang and Microsoft. I'm glad that there was a data breach. I hope it embarrasses them because they're shitty companies that suck. I hate that people buy things now. I love old games. I hate new games. Not because I'm stubborn, but because I feel that about 98% of everything made today is made in bad faith. I feel that that is just ultimately true for everything. And no matter how much you love any IP, no matter how faithful you may be to a company or a corporation or a console or whatever the fuck, the absolute just truth of it is that the and you could say this, is applicable to business in general, that every business exists to make money. Yes, no shit. Every business since the beginning of time, the goal is to make money. But the way those businesses make money matters. And it's just, to me, in my opinion, it's not even my opinion, honestly, I see it objectively, as it is that almost everything that comes out of the industry today, it exists in bad faith. Nothing is made with love or passion. Nothing is made because you're going to love playing it. Nothing is made the way it used to be made. And it's sad. And, in a day and age where you could play Minecraft on so many different platforms, and no matter where you're playing it, it's going to run like ass, and it's going to play like shit, and it's going to have poor UI layouts and decisions, and the button mapping is going to be fucked for some reason, and there's going to be a lot of dumb little issues you're going to have to customize so it's unfucked, because it can't just keep some of the most basic, ideas of, button mapping like console legacy games had. For example, this is one thing. I always hate having the B button to drop items was standard in console legacy. So when you add controller support to Minecraft Bedrock, why would you make it anything other than that? I don't understand adapting that control layout, that control scheme. The second you're playing any version of Minecraft with a controller, you're given the option to play with a controller. It should just use the same scheme as the console legacy games that have been using the controller forever. I don't understand on any planet why it wouldn't. I think inventory management on console legacy was always better. The way you can snappily move stuff around with the X and Y buttons. And then that was changed on console legacy, and it sucks now. In creative mode, you have to enable the feature to press X to clear your hotbar. What kind of dumb bull... I don't understand. There's just so many stupid decisions. And it's just clear that, of all the people working there, whoever's in charge, at the very least, whoever's in charge, whoever has the ability, the people that have the ability to make these decisions, the absolute bare minimum we can know about anything they do in terms of quality and care is that no one there cares enough to make quality games anymore. No one there who is able to care and do something about it cares enough to do something about it to make Bedrock half as quality as the console legacy games were. Half as optimized as the console legacy games were. Just everything about it is sad and it's depressing. So I'm glad this happened. I wanted to share my opinion on this because a lot of people were asking me on Twitter. If you want my opinion on it, awesome. I love it. Console legacy is fantastic and always will be. And the way I always think about it, no matter what, and I'm sure we're going to see a lot done with this in the future, which I'm excited about. I'd be interested to see if people port modern features to this now that console legacy source code is leaked. I'm excited to see what people are going to do with it. God knows everyone's going to do a million different things with it. You can do a million different things with it. It'll be cool to see maybe, we can backwards reverse engineer it so we can enable crossplay more easily and shit like that. It's going to be awesome to see what comes out of this. But all in all, no matter how shitty Bedrock becomes and is, and no matter how much you hate picking it up, and you hate me remapping the controls every time, and you hate using all the shitty UI and being advertised these crappy SpongeBob mashup packs and Hello Kitty skin packs and fucking all this garbage. And no matter how much they change the UI for no reason, even though it doesn't need to be changed and it's just confusing people, no matter what, you will always have the ability to go pick up any console legacy version and just play it, except Switch Edition, of course. But you will just always have that. No matter what, we will always have Minecraft Legacy Console Edition. And for that, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that physical games exist because we can still play them. As always, I'm Bearman, and I've been wasting your time.